Will the locker room be split between Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance? Open-ended question. What do you think? Who's first? Ben?
I think I am. Yeah. I'm gonna say for this one that I don't think they will be split between the locker room, and I think there's a lot of potential there for something like this. Oh wow. Oh, looks like I'm taking over, everyone.
With a new
this is now my channel, everyone. Everyone else, get out of here. Oh, there he is. Sorry.
We thought we kicked you off. Boo.
All right.
Yeah, I thought I took over, Grant. Come on.
I'm trying to click in too many things.
Grant bamboozled us just now.
Bamboozled.
7 more to go.
No. So, Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. Yeah, I think like I said, there could be the potential of the locker room getting split, like we saw with Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. But the reason I don't think they will be split is because I think, and listen, we don't know all the inner workings of the coaching staff, but from everything we've seen so far, I think they're setting up Trey Lance to win the right way. They're not going out and saying, like the Bears have already said with Andy Dalton, that, oh, he's our starter no matter what. There's no situation where Justin Fields starts. If you listen to what the 49ers have been putting out there, the information they've been releasing, what the coaches have been saying, it seems like the job is Jimmy's until Trey proves that he's ready for the job. And because of that whole situation, I don't think the locker room will be split on the two, because I think it's going to be very clear by the time we get to Trey Lance starting that he is the starter, that Jimmy shouldn't be the starter anymore. And I don't think the coaching staff or the players will muddy this up. I think they're going to handle it really well.
Yeah. Ben, you use the key word potential. Of course, there's always potential for there to be a rift or a divide in the locker room. And there's a couple scenarios where I can kind of see. I don't think it's going to happen personally. I don't think there is going to be a rip in the locker room, so to speak. But a couple scenarios, let's say that Trey Lance comes in a couple times each game and just has these explosive plays. Because even if Garoppolo is the starter, I do think there'll be times where Trey Lance enters the game, just like we saw from Colin Kaepernick before he took over. And, if Kyle Shanahan keeps going with Jimmy Garoppolo, even though Lance just looks that much better, he looked better in preseason, I can see there being a sense of frustration, especially within the fan base, not so much within the locker room. But I don't think it's going to get to that point anyway, because Kyle Shanahan has already made it so clear how Jimmy Garoppolo has such a short leash. So I don't really see that happening. And I had one other point that I had that hopefully I could come back to because it just slipped my mind. So,
I shouldn't have done the bamboozle thing. I'm sorry, it was my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
You can come back in whenever you're ready.
I'll be ready. Yeah. For sure.
All right.
Oh, I have it right now.
He's got it.
Yep. And the other because it seems like Jimmy Garoppolo has the back of the entire locker room. Everybody speaks so highly of him. So if there is a situation where he kind of gets the short end of the stick and he's playing well and Kyle Shanahan still decides to go with Trey Lance, I think that might be able to cause a rift just because everybody speaks so highly about Jimmy Garoppolo's leadership, how he can take control of the team and in the locker room, although I personally don't really see that in my own observations of him, but it's what every single player says. So I do think if there's any rift that comes about, it's going to be because Jimmy Garoppolo was playing well. Kyle Shanahan went with Trey Lance, and some people, some players, even though they understand the dynamics of everything with you just investing 3 first-round draft picks to move up for Trey Lance, I know the players understand that, but they still have the back of Jimmy Garoppolo. So if there's a scenario where he's done dirty and he's playing at a high level, the team's winning and he still gets pulled, there might be a rift there, but I just still don't see it.
Yeah, the way the 49ers are playing this, though, where they're basically saying he's got to show the ability to go out and take this job, I think that's going to help them, because if they just go in and they make the move and he hasn't quite shown himself yet, then they're going to think that the players are going to think that Garoppolo got bamboozled himself. So, that's I think as long as he shows the ability to get in there and make the plays and he's playing at that high level or about that same level as Garoppolo, that they'll understand it. Where the locker room gets split, I think, is if they go ahead and they just kind of run this out with Garoppolo and, they have a really good season this year. I think the split really is would be coming up in 2022 if Garoppolo was to be the quarterback throughout the whole season and they have a really good year, and who knows where they end up, if they end up in the Super Bowl or what have you. That makes it for a really tough transition from him to the rookie.
I like what you said, Ben, about, it's not like the Bears situation in terms of, they're actually bringing him up so that way everyone can really appreciate it and like, hey, this guy actually worked for it. We saw him like get close or beat out Jimmy or whatever it is, the verdict. And a lot of them, I just listened to Kyle Juszczyk speak on Ross Tucker's podcast, and he just said like they asked him about, what do you think about that? And Juszczyk just like, honestly, whatever, if whoever's the quarterback, you know, you just got to trust Kyle. And we all do. We believe in him. And that's a lot of it with the culture they've done, dating all the way back since 2019, even before that, the way they're all just the camaraderie, the way they believe in each other and such. I'd say the only differences between with the Bears situation is Andy Dalton's not an incumbent versus Garoppolo is an incumbent. So if that, which I think makes it even better in terms of competition, because hey, if this rookie can dethrone the guy who's been here, an approving guy, or just come close, then that's even more respectable. You know, hats off to him. I kind of really see a very slim chance that there is a split in the locker room, because this is not the same locker room, the same team, the same persona as it was when there was Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick back then. Because, you know, I think Shanahan knows how to do better at controlling the team than Jim Harbaugh did, at least in that sense. I think maybe the only slim chance I could see is if Garoppolo is just like straight looking like porous performance consecutively, and he's like a majority or sole reason why they're losing games. But even then, I don't think they'd be split. I think they'd just be frustrated they lost, and then hey, cool, Trey Lance is here. But other than that, maybe that'd be the best thing that Jack said, like that the best part would be, you know, the split in next year if they see, hey, Jimmy did good, now Trey. So but other than that, very slim in my perspective.
I think the answer to this question depends on how they handle it. I think there definitely could be a split depending on what they do. And if they handle it correctly, there won't be. I mean, I think while the team and the players like Jimmy Garoppolo, they understand it's going to be Trey's team soon. They just want him to earn it and to prove it. If he's better than Jimmy, they'll all want Trey to be the quarterback. That's how it works. But if they elevate Trey and they feel he hasn't earned it, there could be a split in the locker room. If they humiliate Jimmy Garoppolo by making him be the backup after he's been a good teammate to them, there could be a split in the locker room. How they treat Jimmy Garoppolo will be very important. You can't take him for granted because he's done a lot of good things for the franchise. You got to be careful with him and send him off the right way, kind of how they did with Alex Smith and NaVorro Bowman. So I think they can avoid it, but it's up to them. They're going to see. We're going to have to see how they handle this. It's going to be kind of delicate.
That's why I don't think they cut Garoppolo at any point, to be honest.
If they do, they can be like, we just want him to be able to go where he wants to go. I don't know what they'll have to frame it like. We're trying to do right by Jimmy G because he's done right by us.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very precise.
Never complain. Right there, sure. Never ask for a trade publicly. They need to do right by him, and I think there's a lot of people in the locker room waiting to see how they handle him, because if kick him to the curb, they kick anyone to the curb.
Yeah.
Because no one has had big of a
I was just going to say, they talk about the family atmosphere all the time. This is a great situation to prove that, you know, This is that kind of atmosphere.
Right. It's like you're getting a divorce, but you don't have to like embarrass the woman on the way out. And it's like, it's already implied. Anyway, it's a terrible analogy. Human Race Win says Denver will get bamboozled. There's the word of the day, trading for Jimmy G.
6 or 5 more.
Bamboozled.
I think I'm going to start a podcast called Bamboozled with
Bamboozled.
Them.